Good morning and welcome. So we're going to introduce our team today. So shalom, your name?
Shalom, I'm Dana.
Dana.
I'm also Dana.
We have two Danas.
I'm Yair.
Hi Yair.
Amit.
Hello Amit.
Hi.
Lynn, hi, good morning.
Good morning, all of you.
We are going to tour Jaffa and Tel Aviv together today. We're going to start our tour at the oldest part of the city, Old Jaffa, and then make our way to Neve Tsedek neighborhood, visit the Susanne Delal Center. Then we'll go to Rothchild Avenue and see the Independence Hall. We're going to have lunch at the Carmel Market, and then we're going to head all the way north to Ramat Aviv neighborhood and end at the Tel Aviv University. So we're right on the border between Tel Aviv, the modern city, and Yafo, the old city. A couple of beautiful biblical references. The story of Jonah the prophet. He was told by God to go to our enemies, to the city of Nineveh, and tell them, God is angry with your behavior. If you do not repent and fix your ways, He will destroy the whole city. So Jonah, he does not want that assignment. He comes down to the port of Yafo, gets on a boat and sails completely to the other direction. There was a storm and they start looking for the responsible person in the boat for the storm, and they find Jonah. And Jonah says, you're right, I disobeyed my God, throw me over and you will be saved. And they throw him over into the water, and that's when he's eaten by the
whale. So if you avoid your fears, you get eaten by a whale. That's the bottom line.
By a large fish.
Yeah, we do that with my patients.
Yeah, you should tell it to your patients.
Be careful of large fish if you avoid your fears.
Exactly.
That's it. So one black coffee,
Cappuccino with soya.
cappuccino with soy milk.
Like if you just ask for coffee, then no one's gonna, you get no respect.
No, they keep looking at you waiting for the instructions.
Yeah, you gotta give like coffee with like 4 different directions on your coffee.
I only do black or espresso.
That's because you don't live in Tel Aviv.
Right. You need to live right in the center of Tel Aviv to be this. I'm a regular guy.
King Solomon, HaMelech Shlomo, is planning to build the first temple in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is on the mountains, straight line from here about 40 miles. Yeah, 40 to 50 kilometers. But there's no boat access to Jerusalem. This is the closest place you can get. So when he purchases material to build the temple, rocks and cedar trees from Lebanon, it says specifically that those material were brought by ship to the port of Jaffa, and from here they were hauled up the mountain to Jerusalem to build the temple. Cool. So now we know that Jaffa is really old. Tel Aviv is kind of new. Tel Aviv is
120 years.
120 years.
If somebody from Jerusalem is asked if they have a beach, he says, yeah, Jaffa.
Everyone has their coffee, now everyone's happy.
Let's see, we can make a research who drinks what.
I like it bitter, like life.
You know, when your guests were coming to your conference, they would probably fly into Ben Gurion Airport, right? So what did they do for thousands of years before flying? Everyone who came to the Holy Land, to Israel, they would start their visit here. Now the problem is, because of the rocks, big boats cannot enter the port. Jaffa sailors would take their rowboats and row back and forth.
That's the whole thing about illegal immigration of Jews to Israel, right? They all came by boats and were sneaked in on small rowing boats.
Exactly. The story here is that Peter is called to Jaffa to heal a young girl who is dying. Then he climbs on the roof of his host. His host is called Simon the Tanner. So he's on his roof and he's tired and he falls into like a trance. And in his dream, he sees a cloth come down from the sky, like a sail, a big white cloth, full of creatures of the earth. And then a voice, God's voice, says to him, Peter, slaughter these animals and eat.
Nice.
And this is the moment where the non-Jewish community breaks away from the kashrut laws.
In your head, this is all the new city, right?
Yeah, so we're actually going to do the same leap that the people of Jaffa did around 1890. They left the city where we were, they left Jaffa, Jaffa became crowded. And the first neighborhood out of Jaffa, we still kind of consider them a suburb of Jaffa. Okay,
Yeah.
that's where we're going next.
Neve Tsedek.
Neve Tsedek.
The university is even beyond that, to the north.
What's your
It's a small
motorcycle?
one, it's the last one. Just to
okay.
get around the city, it's so much easier. No traffic.
Like Tel Aviv, it's impossible with a car.
Yeah, and parking also is not an easy task.
This is the heart of Neve Tsedek.
Yeah.
This was like the public space of the new neighborhood that they built. The years are the 1890s. The group, they founded a company. They call themselves Ezrat Yisrael. We see the two schools that they built, boys' school, girls' school, Bet Knesset, the synagogue, and the orange trees. Okay, this is to remind us that this was an orange orchard. Batsheva Dance Company, they're like world known.
Yeah, they're very famous by Oad Naharin.
He's the choreographer.
Yeah, they're amazing. Practicing Gaga, which is like the movement language of Batsheva.
So this is a gentrified community now. So all the old houses were bought by very rich people and renovated to standard,
Tel Aviv just won the first place in the most expensive cities to live in.
which we're
Just
not
like 2
proud
weeks
of.
ago, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of art and crafts and
History
And
and
history.
culture and
and good food.
night clubs.
And
The High Line of Tel Aviv.
the first train. The first train was built here in the 1890s to connect the Jaffa port with Jerusalem. It shortened the journey by from 2 days to 4 hours. Yeah, it's really nice. People can walk and they can run and they could ride their bicycles. In this house lived the author, the writer, Shmuel Yosef Agnon, Shai Agnon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every Israeli knows Shai Agnon because he's maybe our first Nobel Prize winner
Yeah. For literature.
for literature.
Nahum Gutman.
He was a painter, an artist. He was the first child of Neve Tsedek,
Oh wow, I forgot
and
about.
he was also he wrote children's books.
Right.
It's mosaic, little pieces of glass. Okay, he designed it, but then they had to build it outside of Israel in Ravenna, in Italy. So the scenes are things we talked about. And look here, Jonah and the whale. Yeah?
This is where they throw him overboard.
They're throwing him. How about this tower?
Middle East.
So we're actually in the city. Yeah, in what we call this Lev Tel Aviv, the heart of Tel Aviv, or Tel Aviv Ktana, Little Tel Aviv. This is the next neighborhood in line, 1909. So Amit, this kind of sitting and drinking coffee on the street in 11 in the morning.
I always wonder what do they do for a living. Sometimes we have meeting at coffee places where it's sunny and not too hot. But usually we meet at the office. First kiosk?
No, this one.
רוטשילד זה אחד באמת
אין שם בתי קפה ומסעדות, בגלל זה היא יותר יפה. כן, בגלל זה היא כיפית, ברגע שיתחילו להעריך את זה.
Is this maybe the most popular promenade in Tel Aviv, Rothchild?
Yeah, because of the restaurants and the you'll see lots of coffee shops on the boulevard and lots of restaurants on the sides and bars.
This is the Independence Trail.
Yes.
You know, like you guys that live in Boston, you have the Freedom Trail. So in Tel Aviv, we have the Independence Trail. You walk on the Independence Trail and it takes you through all the sites.
To 10 sites.
10 sites that are connected to the independence of Israel.
Yes, and it's in the Independence Hall.
This is hipster Ben Gurion. Was
What?
the first prime minister.
This is what it looked like before they built the city. It was sand dunes. And these are the 66 families. They drew a lottery on who gets which plot to build their home. So they went out to the dunes. They took seashells from the shore and wrote the names of the families. This is 1909. So we're going to see one of the homes that one of these families built. Okay, the famous one, the most famous one in Tel Aviv, number 16. Mair Dizengoff, the first mayor.
Who's the sheriff
Who's the sheriff? He's the first mayor.
of Tel Aviv?
Mayor the mayor.
Yeah, he used to tour the city on his horse and keep the peace. House of Independence.
Independence Hall. And we can see a statue with some Mr. Ben Gurion declaring independence. This building here. This is where Israel was born. Here. Mazel Tov. Tel Aviv has these mix of architecture styles. So these are the Bauhaus buildings. They have a round corner with balconies with horizontal lines. This is the international style. These two are Bauhaus. This is kind of modernistic, and this is what they call eclectic. Eclectic, a mix of everything. This is the Halat Binyamin Street.
I personally prefer clean lines.
Like you're the Bauhaus guy.
I would be.
Twice a week there is an artist market here.
Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
It's called Carmel Market, and this is where you want to buy fresh vegetables and at a decent price. But also you can buy all sorts of knickknacks and stuff. You can find whatever you want here, and amazing food.
And also restaurants,
Amazing
great
food,
restaurants.
small restaurants.
Like we love this place.
Yeah.
We love this place.
It's an authentic place
Like
and nice people. And if it was an in-person conference, we would surely come here
Yeah.
for a walk, for a visit, for a half a day or something.
okay, so we're gonna taste some of the local foods and drinks
we can
here.
eat something. Most of the like fancy stuff is actually a knockoff. It's like fake.
Okay.
Yeah. The food here is that you can see everything. You have everything you want. Yeah.
You got a lot of candy?
Yes.
Like tons of candy, huh? This is Yemenite Megulgalawa. לוקחת מלאווח?
אני מלאווח. With tuna, which is really popular, and egg, onions. Very Israeli.
Enjoy. מעולה. So in Israel, you can just walk in the street and eat your food. It's fine. No one
Very
cares.
Israeli.
Very Israeli.
To do whatever you want.
Thank you. What's this? Leaf.
Pine leaves, yeah.
So they just give you like one to taste here? Yeah.
Spinach, and the other one is with chicken.
אני יוצאת למצוא לי עונג חרישי, נוסעת במחוזות זרים לא מוכרים. זה יהיה מסע ארוך מאוד אישי, בוא אוותר על מה שאחרים אומרים. ואת נפרדת לשלום מהביקורת, ממחמאות ללא כיסוי מזויפות, ממוסכמות של מקובל ושל מסורת, מהמיטות כוזבות על איך נכון לחיות. לידה, פריחה, גאות, סופה, מפל של מים, הם לא צריכים תשועות כדי לקרות.